I mean, listen, I've said it for years. Yes, teachers are underpaid, but yes, there's a lot of teachers too.
There's also some crappy podcast hosts out there too.
No.
Tosh Show. Tosh Show. Tosh Show for show.
Hello. Welcome to Tosh Show. I'm Daniel Tosh. That's Eddie Gosling.
Hello.
Do you think when you're cooking meth, and I know you don't cook meth, but but you, meaning just in general, people that cook meth, do they have to alter the recipe when they cook at altitude? Like cookies, you bake cookies here, but like when you're at altitude, you have to add like a little more baking soda. Or I'm just wondering if altitude affects meth. Somebody look that up for me.
Somebody write
Not
the
now,
show.
but just let me know in the comments.
And share your family meth recipe.
Yeah, oh sure. If you've got a family meth recipe that you want to put on our comment section, that'll be fine too. And maybe what we'll do is we'll cook them up and we'll do a blind taste test.
Yeah, we'll do a meth off.
Kind of a big meth cook-off.
You talking about a meth cook-off? Mm-hmm. You get the city involved.
Get the city. Yeah, get the city out. Come on out, everybody.
Yeah, come on out to Malibu. We're gonna do a big old meth cook-off.
Malibu's
Do a
great.
shindig.
It's probably an appropriate place to do it. Hey, this is I don't know how long ago it happened, the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say something. Okay, congratulations to Spain. I want people to know that I cheered hard for Spain the whole way through. At the beginning, I cheered for Iran because I wanted them to win because I thought that was going to be funny if they won the World Cup while currently being at war with us. Again, everything in my life is about what makes me laugh.
Right.
But then I was on the phone with my good friend Sergio, who built my home, who's been on this podcast. I was on the phone with him before the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals, as you may remember, was Spain versus Belgium, the team that beat the U.S. It was in the quarterfinals. It was at SoFi Stadium. I'm on the phone with Sergio about something random. I said to him, hey, are you going to go to the World Cup? Are you going to go see Spain play tomorrow? And he goes, oh, no, that's way too expensive. I go, I know you can't afford it. That's what I said. I go, I know you can't afford it. I'm just saying you have so many, fancy clients building their houses. I thought maybe somebody had given you tickets.
Right.
And he's like, no, that didn't happen. He goes, my family his kids and his wife had just left for Spain. They leave earlier for summer holiday. He stays and works a little longer and then travels there by himself so he doesn't have to deal with sitting next to his kids and wife.
Smart.
Yeah, it's very smart. But anyway, so then I get the, I'm like, the little light bulb goes off in my head and I hang up the phone with him and I call some people. I'm like, hey, can I have some tickets to the World Cup tomorrow? I'm no Timothée Chalamet. But let me tell you something about celebrities that go to sporting events. Usually they get the tickets for free, but in return for those tickets, they have to be there. They have to wave. They have to let them know. They do a little publicity. You're basically announcing to the people that you're there. Okay. Now, if you pay for your tickets, you can just go and be in complete privacy. So I start digging around and they say there's no free tickets, but if you want to buy tickets, we can hook you up. And my wife hears me doing this for Sergio. She goes, well, I want to go and your son wants to go. And I'm like, not. I was just going to give Sergio a pair of tickets. Now I've never been to SoFi Stadium. I'm bringing my wife and kid. And we're bringing Sergio. So I call Sergio back up. This all takes me 45 minutes to pull this off. Do I get great seats? Amazing. Why did I bring up Timothée Chalamet? Because he was 10 rows behind me.
Ha.
I'm just a few rows off the field. My wife and I were cheering for Spain. My wife just dresses up, like a Spain soccer player. She's putting the face paint on her and my son, and whatever. So I call Sergio back up and I say, hey, Sergio, I got his tickets. And this this grown man, he almost begins to weep. He can't believe it.
It's amazing.
He's like, this is amazing. And he starts sending me playlists of songs we have to listen to get ready. And my son goes, this song is quickly becoming one of my favorites. That's how my kid talks. And I'm like, what? And the song is like, Spain, Spain, rise again, from champions of Europe to world's best friend. It's just the dumbest song in the world, but my son loves it. We keep playing it. We're still listening to it, months later. Why am I even sharing this story? Because I'm basically, with the success that I've had in my career, I want to give back, but I don't want to give back to the needy. I want to give back to people that I'm friends with. Mm-hmm. And that's probably not the right way to do it. I'm basically like Make-A-Wish, but minus the depressing sick kids.
Right.
I do it with Sergio, a builder. So we go to the game. We have a great time. We're cheering. Spain wins. They go on to win the World Cup. I'm telling you, since this World Cup has finished 1 month ago, Sergio calls me or texts me every 2 days. And he's just like, that's the greatest thing I've ever experienced in my life. He's like, thank you so much. I'm like, no problem.
It's great.
That was great for me too. Just to watch him.
Oh, yeah.
The emotions. He was just he's like, to say that I was at the World Cup when they came to America and Spain won it all. He's like, he goes, to see this team in person so close. He's like, it's magical. Anyway, I was like, yeah, that was a good afternoon for me too.
It's fun.
Not that big of a deal, but whatever. I mean, I liked it. I kept wanting to leave early. Nobody was doing it. By the way, SoFi Stadium is amazing, and it's built like underground. The field is like way below. You go in at level 7, and then you go down. Okay, so I'm way at the bottom. I'm on the field basically. So when the game ends officially, we've got to run all the way. My wife's like, don't stress out. We're never going to get to our car before. As soon as the game ended, Spain wins. Yay, we all cheer. Yay, I got video. We're cheering. We're all screaming. Run, let's go. And we run to our car. I drive out of SoFi Stadium in 3 minutes. Yeah. I'm gone.
That's crazy.
It was easy. People, those Europeans, they don't know about leaving early. They're still in there cheering.
Yeah, singing their songs.
Yeah, I'm like, we're gone. My wife, I have to bring this up. I don't know if this is new or not, but man, does it irritate the shit out of me. Yeah, you always hear petty things, and I've gotten used to most of them. She's not as organized as I am, but this is a new one. Whenever we have a bottle of something in the shower, a body wash, let's say. Let's just keep it simple here. You open the body wash up, you pop the top off, and you squeeze some in your hand. Okay, my wife, when she does this, will snap the lid back on before the air comes out of the bottle. So it's just permanently squished in for no reason. It just looks dumb. She can't let the air out to let it. It drives me nuts. I know this is so petty, but I'm like, can't you just wait 1 second for the air to come out so it returns to its normal shape before you set it on our beautiful marble shelf? No, it's just, apparently the Incredible Hulk lives here.
Squeeze.
Me smash cans. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
My God.
It's just the dumb. Give me that water bottle. Imagine I'm gonna have a sip of this water, and I'm just like, That's what she does. That's how her life. That is a symbol of how she lives her life.
If I saw my pilot sitting behind a bottle of water like that, I'd be like, no.
You'd be like, no, you don't do that. Oh, but you had to squirt it in your mouth. So, like. I don't understand it. And I know she would just be like, what? I did that? Oh, I must have done that once. No, you didn't. You do it every single time, and every single time I walk past the shower, I'm not even showering. I go into the shower, I open it up, and I return things to its normal
You
shape.
let it breathe.
I hate her. Which is fun. And you can say that. You can love someone unconditionally and still hate them too.
Yeah,
That's a passionate response.
You can love them, but not like them.
No, I like her. I like her. There's no one I'd rather be around, but I hate her so much. She's wonderful. She's the best thing in the world. But man, is that stupid. I mean, and she gets it. It's not like, oh, I married some bimbo. This was the valedictorian. She is a nerd about everything. All she cares about is school, learning things. Yet if I ever try to teach her anything, like, hey, if you let the air out of that, she's like, what? Stop trying to be my dad. I'm like, oh, I'm not trying to be your dad. Maybe today's guest could teach her something. Enjoy. They say Southern California doesn't have seasons. Well, that's just not true. Okay, we've got summer. The days are a little more relaxed, and I find myself reaching for the same comfortable go-anywhere pieces again and again. That's why me and the boys here keep coming back to Quince. Their tees are soft enough to live in all day, and the lightweight cotton sweaters are exactly what you want when summer nights cool down. Now, not everybody knows about that, but you're on the beach having a bonfire. It gets cool. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They work directly with ethical factories and cut out the middleman. So you're paying for exceptional quality, not brand markup. It's a no-brainer. All right, make your summer wardrobe easier. Go to quince.com/Tosh for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/Tosh for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Tosh. This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack, hydration, and coffee sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Joe mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar, brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ Bars, 8 IQ Mixes, and wait for it, 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean labeled, certified, and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. And right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off of all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text TOSH to 64,000. That's TOSH to 64,000. That's TOSH to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. You've got weight loss goals, and this summer it's time to actually hit them. Mine's 14 pounds.
Wow.
I got to shed it. Weight Loss by Hims is designed to support you every step of the way. And now Hims offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill and the Wegovy pen, so you can lose the weight and keep it off. With Wegovy at Hims, lose up to 20% of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. It helps you regulate your appetite, eat less, and keep weight off. Plus, Wegovy is the first ever GLP-1 pill for weight loss, so there are no needles needed. Ready to reach your goals? Visit hims.com/Tosh to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's HIMS.com/Tosh. Hims.com/Tosh. Weight Loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is a registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit hims.com.
Tosh Show.
My guest today believes that children are the future, but understands that technology is probably more important. He loves punk rock. Please welcome middle school STEM teacher and last year San Diego County Teacher of the Year, Kevin. Kevin, how are you?
Excellent. Thank you so much for having me.
First question, do you believe in ghosts?
Obviously, yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Why is it obvious?
There's just a lot of spooky stuff out there, man.
Well, sure. I'm not against being scared of things, but actual ghost? You believe there's ghosts?
I think they're probably out there in some form. Can't prove they're not there.
Yes, you can. I think you can prove they're not there. You can't
Just because no one's seen them?
Well,
I mean,
no, I don't. All right. I'm not going to have this conversation. You were born and bred in San Diego, went to San Diego State University, and once threw out the first pitch at a Padres game. Sell me on the city, which literally translates to a whale's vagina, because I'm not a huge fan.
It's a harder sell now than it was when I was a kid because it's become obviously very expensive to live in San Diego. But I love San Diego for a lot of reasons. It's a cool town. You've got a little bit of everything. You've got your beaches, your desert. You can go down to Mexico on a weekend if you want to. So I always feel like San Diego, it's been home to me my whole life. But every time I go somewhere else, I'm like, yeah, that place is really cool. But San Diego's always going to be home. And it makes it really hard to think about like living somewhere else.
Okay. By the way, did you grow up jumping the border and going down to Mexico constantly? Are you comfortable going through Tijuana?
I feel like Mexico was a place that we as teenagers dreamt about going to when we finally reached the age where you could go. And it was like, you go down there the first time, it's like, all right, it's really fun. You're 18, you can do all the things that adults can do. And then you go down there 2 or 3 more times and it's like, I don't know, it kind of loses its allure.
So you didn't do it constantly?
No, I think we probably did about a half dozen runs as, after 18, and that was about it.
Did you ever see the donkey show?
No. No. You'll see the striped donkeys out there that they try to pass off as a zebra, right when you cross, and that's as much as I've seen of that.
All right. We booked you to be on this show because you are Dylan's sponsor. Am I getting that right?
That's an unusual way to frame our relationship. I think we've hung out most of the time at family parties, and there's no moment that goes by where neither of us has a drink in hand. We're usually hanging out, by a pool, at somewhere at a restaurant, a bar, somewhere, having a good time.
Okay, so how are you? You're not really related to Dylan, are you?
No. He's my brother's brother-in-law, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can never follow those things.
Yeah, it's complicated. Yeah.
How old are you?
42.
42.
Yeah.
Life's just beginning.
Yeah.
How long have you been a teacher?
This will be my 20th year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When do you get tenure?
Funny you should ask. I've been teaching for almost 20 years now. I do not have tenure. I have moved around between private schools, charter schools, all kinds of different environments. And in the past 5 years, I've been in the same district. But we just now started working towards getting teachers who are in my kind of position the opportunity to work towards that. Because I teach in a unique program, we're kind of disconnected from the traditional teaching role. It's called career technical education.
Okay.
We're housed and funded differently. So they're finally going to start offering us the ability to work ourselves into a permanent contract, essentially. Whereas before, every year, I essentially have the potential of getting laid off.
Yeah, but did you ever worry about it?
No, I've been fairly well received so far. So
how did you become a teacher? What were you no, I'm definitely going to be a teacher at a young age, or?
Yeah, by the time I graduated high school, I was thinking about a couple different opportunities. I was thinking about maybe getting into art because I love drawing. I was thinking about becoming an automotive technician. And I also was thinking about becoming a history teacher. So those are the kind of 3 pathways that I was kind of juggling with. And I was like, well, I feel like the most stable and most practical to pursue university stuff for would be to go get a degree in social science and see if I can become a history teacher. And maybe if I want to, I could do the other stuff on the side or, find other ways to scratch that itch, so to speak, You
were practical at a young age, though.
I guess, yeah. Well, somewhat practical, but I didn't realize getting into social science how difficult it was going to be to actually get a job. So that was the part that I didn't have the foresight to think I'd be applying and be like me and 500 other people looking for the same job.
Was getting the job harder than you anticipated?
Yeah, because when I graduated from college, it was right after the 2008 crash. So things were, the pink slips were raining down on teachers everywhere all across the entire country. And it was a really hard time to get in, even as just a substitute. The substitute pool was full.
And were you a substitute for a while?
Yeah, I did subbing for a few years. Yeah, it was. And that's a challenging job.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because that's a free day for kids. It's time to party. You see a substitute in there. What was your favorite class growing up in school?
Depending on what age I was, I liked doing hands-on stuff. I really liked when we got to actually go in the shop. Auto shop was a lot of fun. I liked doing stuff where, we were working on simulations and social science courses. That's what really got me into teaching. Any form of simulations, projects, collaborative work. I love that.
The automotive classes,
yeah,
that was always a certain type of person when I was growing up that I never felt comfortable with. We didn't gel that way. So while I would have loved to have learned that information, I never felt like, no, I can't take that. There was a stereotype about those guys. and it was just guys. Now, are there girls
Yeah.
doing this stuff now?
Yeah, especially in my level 1 class, like girls who were coming in 6th grade, it's a pretty even split. We're pretty close to 50-50 in my STEM classes. But then after that first year, a lot of them matriculate and they move on to like a lot of the girls move over to music or theater type, or I should say like band type stuff. Whereas like I tend to retain a lot of the upper achieving boys to move on to my level 2 class.
What is the exact class that you teach?
It's called Gateway to Tech. So think of it like it's a STEM course, which I know for a lot of folks that don't even know what like STEM is, like science, technology, engineering, and math. And sometimes people throw an A in there to make it STEAM, to add an art component. But I think it's implied. Like anytime you're doing all those things, there's an artistic component to it already. So
I kind of like that. I kind of like STEAM.
Yeah.
I kind of like STEAM better.
But it's a project-based course where students get to do like hands-on design process and design thinking challenges. They get to build things, create stuff, use technology, and hopefully they become empowered to move on to a career that employs those skills.
Just so people get a sense of who I'm sitting across from, you're looking at the 2025-2026 San Diego County Teacher of the Year. Does that honor come with a pay bump or a free vacation or anything?
I'm still waiting. No. I think.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
That was last year.
Mm-hmm.
What did you have to do to receive the honor?
So your school nominates a winner for that school every year. So like there's one teacher of the year at each school site.
Okay.
And then that teacher has an opportunity to get recognized at the district level. You apply through an application with a bunch of essays, and you write these essays about your class, culture, the school community, and how you contribute to it. And then they move on to the district level. From the district level, you do it again to get to the county level. So it's like you keep reapplying every time you get the next award. And so I went through the school site, then I went through the district, and then I went to the county level, and that's as far as I got. I applied to the state level, and I only made it as far as the first interview. And I knew after the second question, I just floundered like crazy, and I was like, "That's it, I'm out."
Well, that was a good run.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's a big state.
I mean, who wants the whole state anyway? It's a lot of
Is there a
responsibility.
Teacher of the Year in America?
I feel like
the
there
whole
is a
country?
national, like a national teacher of the year.
I don't know why we didn't get them.
Yeah.
Dylan. Walk me through the process of building an electric guitar and why you guys do that. And what do
Wow.
you do with
Yeah.
all these electric guitars afterwards?
The kids take them home. I
Oh,
mean,
you
that's-
get to keep
They
'em.
build them. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
If they finish a guitar, I think there's only been one, maybe two circumstances where a kid actually finished the guitar and either didn't want to take it home or for whatever reason wasn't able to give me the replacement kit to take it home.
Is there a world where that person, like a household that I grew up in, wasn't allowed to listen to rock and roll, and maybe they couldn't bring it home because of that reason?
I kind of did get that vibe from one of the parents once. Yeah, they was like, "You're teaching them how to make these devil instruments,
Right.
Like, they've got horns and everything." I mean,
Oh, I can remember the first time my dad found out I listened to AC/DC.
Oh,
He
man.
was just like, oh, his head was going to explode. All right, okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. Let's hear this.
yeah. So the whole project started because I play guitar. I've been playing guitar since I was in community college many years ago, and I've always wanted to learn how to build a guitar, but I never went through like a professional training that shows you how to make a guitar. But I did get proficient enough with the software that we use. It's Onshape. It's a CAD platform. It's cloud-based. In Onshape, they design the guitar on a computer. After they do some preliminary sketching, but 90% of the work is done on the computer. They dimension everything, every pocket, every spline curve, everything is dimensioned. And once they get all those dimensions right, I proof it. We put it on the machine with a piece of wood, and it subtracts and cuts down with a router. So think of like a regular drill. Like you have the bit that goes down. Well, it makes contact with the wood and makes one pass very shallow, and it goes down 1/10 of an inch more, makes another pass, and it keeps cutting down into it until it subtracts enough out where you have the entire
How
guitar
long does
body.
it take?
The cutting part's about 2.5 to 3 hours.
And how many of those machines do you have in there? One?
One.
Okay.
So it takes 50 guitars, so it takes a long time. I started earlier than ever this year. We started in December, and I was still cutting kids' guitars into the last weeks of May.
You have some of the guitars here that some of your kids have made, or are these
Yeah.
ones that you are working on?
So the first one that's actually like mostly built down here. This is like
Bring it on up onto
yeah.
this table, okay? But if you scratch my table, so help me.
He'll 3D print you a new one.
Oh, okay, this is a real guitar.
But this is
This is from a student?
no. So this is our this is our proof of concept. The ones that they make are actually much nicer. I'll show you the other two.
Okay, but this is the horrible noises that are happening in your class are producing this piece of art. That is amazing, huh?
This was like just me making a shape and testing it to see if we could even build electric guitars with the tools and the things that we had. And I got it to work, and it's a functional electric guitar, although right now it currently doesn't have strings. But we've come a long way since then, because you can see there are some mistakes, there's some unfinished parts on there. And then now they're going for like, a kid's like, hey, can I design a fish guitar? I'm like, yeah, I don't see why not. Let's, get your sketch out. Let's see what that's going to look like. And they sketch it out on paper, and then they turn it into a 3D file.
This was a student?
Yeah, so that's by a student. And
wait, the fish is this?
It's that way. Yeah, so he's got the eye is actually
a left-handed guitar.
Yeah, it's a lefty.
Oh
yeah.
man.
And the eye socket there is actually the input jack. So that's where the guitar would plug in, and the other parts are where the different pickups would go.
Do you ever go, oh no, don't carve out that piece of shit?
I had some students that designed some guitars that were so peculiar and abstract that I knew it was going to take forever, but I've never tried to truly discourage them from, expressing their creativity through the form of making a guitar. I think it's the coolest thing that I've ever done as a project.
Can you think of some of the projects you made in school and how garbage they are compared to what these kids are doing?
Yeah. Absolutely. Spice rack.
Yeah.
Chessboard.
I took home ec and I made 3 pillows that said Dad.
I had to make like
Why
shorts.
did I make throw pillows for my
For
father?
Dad?
Here you go, Dad.
There's no chance he wanted it.
I love
Thanks
you,
for the
Dad.
free trash, son.
Now this wasn't completed?
Yeah, so in some cases it happens where a student transfers out. I work at a school where we have a huge military population. So we do get students who start a project and they could leave things behind because they got to move, or their parents get to put...
because of Trump just starting random wars. Nobody's at school today.
Yeah.
How do you grade this guitar at the end of this?
Yeah, so we have like a project-based rubric where basically they're proving that they went through a design process. So as long as they collect evidence of the different steps of the design process that they went through, if they have all the evidence of the design process and they have a finished deliverable, which is an actual guitar, or at least minimally in the computer program, a guitar, some students don't even want to cut it.
How often does that happen?
Oh, you'd be surprised. Like there's probably like 10 to 15 kids every year who are like, I'm good, I'm not going to cut it. They're like, I did the computer version, that's fine. I'm going to work on something else. But which is weird to think that some would pass up on that opportunity, but there's always a few.
Would you respect a student that cut it, that you graded it, an A grade, and then just immediately smashes it and is like, fuck you, I'm out?
I'll tell you what, if they could actually shred and do a performance on that guitar and it justified like, yeah, I rocked it, I'm going to smash it, I'd be like, hell, that's punk as hell, yeah.
I mean, if they smashed it fresh off the press, that's a pretty bold move in class. Okay.
Yeah.
Have any of them been like, oh, that's actually a beautiful guitar?
Yeah. I've had a couple that have come out so good that like I posted pictures of them online. They're very comparable to what you would see on a shelf in an actual music shop. The one part that we're missing that I would like to be able to get to in the near future is getting more professional level finishing stuff for like painting and glossing them and stuff like that. Because we have like, we do a beeswax coating. We've had some that have painted them and done like a urethane polish on top. But very limited few have gotten to that point where they have a professional finish on it. Most of them get to the point where they finish the guitar, it's up and running, and that's as far as they get. They're like, I have the guitar, I'm done,
What about double necks? Anybody doing that?
Gosh. I strictly prohibit double necks and hollow bodies for a reason.
Prohibited.
What?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
No.
I want some Prince thing. What about I just want some big spirals coming off this thing. All right.
I do encourage them to get wacky with it and have fun with it, but there are some constraints and limitations.
Does the school board give you free reign to do whatever you want?
I wouldn't say free reign, but they do give me a great degree of freedom to make sure that like I'm happy teaching what I want, the students are happy learning. So if that's the context where like I'm happy delivering, they're happy receiving, and the learning has evidence that they're actually making progress and they're able to articulate what they're learning, then they're not going to question anything. They're very happy with what we're doing. We're making industry connections. Students are learning, very advanced technology skill sets that people in universities and, if you go to the colleges to take the exact same type of guitar course, like where you build an electric guitar, you're usually like just building from a template. These kids get to customize their own stuff. So in a lot of cases, I feel like we're pushing things pretty hard to the advanced level that they're not going to question much of what I ask.
Well, how are you paying for all this cool shit? Are you making these kids come in with a check from their parents?
No.
They're like furious?
Sometimes it's through grants. I probably got, 6 or more grants throughout the past 5 years that have contributed either dollar amounts to specific initiatives for like 3D printers, for different machines, hardware, robots, drones, that kind of stuff. Taylor Guitar is the acoustic guitar manufacturer in San Diego. They're like the premium guitars that every musician dreams of having, and they were totally on board and donated thousands of dollars worth of wood to us on pallets. Made 2 trips to the Taylor factory, and they filled my cargo van twice. So they gave us enough wood for essentially 2.5, maybe 3 years worth of wood. But it's usually grant funded, or we have a whole part of our district called College Career Technical Education, and they get prop funding and other types of grant funding from the state and from the federal government to build these programs so that we have people who are ready to apply for jobs that they desperately need us to have.
Have you taught multiple grades?
All of them. Yeah. So I've taught everything from 6th grade all the way through adult ed universities, and yeah.
Okay, and now you've settled in to middle school. Is it 7th, 8th, or 6th, 7th, 8th?
So I do 6, 7, 8.
Most people aren't drawn to middle school kids. It is just a bizarre time for both. Who's worse, boys or girls in that scenario?
So I tell everyone, like, the biggest challenge I have on a weekly basis is boys crying in my room specifically.
Okay.
Like something about like they feel comfortable with me enough to be that emotional, but also it's never the girls. It's always boys crying. It's something about that age. They get picked on. They break relationships with friends. Their hormones are raging and they don't know how to deal with it. So they just end up in tears because they're so frustrated. They don't know how else to express their emotion.
Do you tell the boys just to bottle it and bury it?
I mean, that's what I did my whole life, and it worked.
Well, that's what I did.
Yeah.
I still haven't let it out.
Yeah.
I shove it down. My son will cry at the drop of a hat.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I love it. I think it's fascinating, but I just know that I didn't have that experience with my father. What's the policy in middle school of making out at school?
Gosh. I busted a student. Like,
Are you allowed to make out?
No, not really.
Can you kiss goodbye before your class?
I think most teachers they could care less if it's just a peck to your significant other.
I didn't French kiss in middle school.
No.
No. But I did do a peck. I did a peck.
Oh, yeah?
I think I had a peck.
Yeah, I think I had one peck in my
I was scared to French kiss though. That was too much. That's just funny that
it's intense.
You watch this on a regular basis, and it's so gross watching children make out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, let's be honest, it's not really flattering watching adults make out.
Right, yeah.
No, but it's so sloppy, and just their bodies are all like unformed. So they look like children who are almost becoming adults doing nasty stuff. It's just gross.
You shouldn't.
It's just gross.
Do you prefer public school over the private sector?
So I've done the private school thing. I do see in some cases where private school could make sense for a certain type of kid. Mm-hmm. The majority of students, I still feel like public education is going to work out great. I've done charter school, private, public. I've done most of the different grade levels across that spectrum. And I feel like, the traditional public schools, especially in Southern California, we seem to somehow be doing okay, despite the fact that, we don't fund at the same rate as East Coast schools. We're much lower funding rates for students, like per student. And I feel like we're doing the best that we can, and somehow we're achieving outcomes that are pretty spectacular. At least in San Diego, I know that we're doing very well.
Better than LA?
I think so.
Oh.
I think so.
How many kids are in your class typically?
34 is the max. Yeah. We have, and I get to lock it down because I have exactly a certain number of PC computers that we use for my class for technology purposes. So they can't really exceed that because that's what I'm at. When I was teaching history at one point, I think I had 39.
You have to learn all their names?
Yeah. Plus kids for club, plus kids who just drop in at lunch and want to say, hang out.
That's a lot of kids going through there.
Yeah. And it adds up to like 170 kids all at once, throughout the day coming through.
I wouldn't mind teaching in middle school revisionist history. Is that subject available?
Very popular with the current political climate, yes.
Oh, it'd be good. Do you have to do, and this is a serious question, active shooter drills? Is that a thing?
Yeah, we have every kind of drill you can imagine.
Do they call it that?
Yeah. But
do the kids know this is an active shooter drill?
We just call it a lockdown drill.
Okay.
The lockdown's a pretty simple, it's a simple scenario. You kind of, lock the door and get out of the way and hide if you need to.
Every time one of these horrible tragedies happens in our country, do you second guess your decision? Because I always feel so bad for teachers that it's like you have a hard job to begin with, and now we're going to throw an unthinkable on top of that.
Yeah. It hasn't turned me away yet, but it does have me wondering, like, I wonder what I can use in here if things go down.
Okay,
what am I gonna grab at first?
If things go down, your class is probably one of the better classes to be in.
We've got lots of sharp objects and dangerous things in my class that I have to worry about on a daily basis. So that'd be the one scenario. I'd be like, fortunately, I am in the dangerous room today.
Another thing that teachers do that I could never do is I'm sure adults rub you the wrong way, and you're just like, that's just not somebody I'm going to gel with.
Yeah.
I'm the same way with children as an adult. I'm just immediately like, I don't like that kid at all. Like to my son's friends, I'm like, no, that one's horrible.
Yeah.
And how do you just do that to where you're just like, no, I'm going to help all 120 some odd 30 kids every single day?
Yeah, I feel like I have to give them a pass. I'm like, they're just a kid. So you have to remember that you're trying to shape and mold them into what you want them to be, and they're coming in with all kinds of other stuff.
But you get them for an hour, and they're already affected by their douchebag parents.
It's true. Yeah. You got some wild card stuff to deal with on a pretty consistent basis. But see, on the opposite, I look at adults. I'm like, how are you an adult and still acting that way? Whereas kids, I'm like, you're still learning. You're figuring it out. Hopefully, figuring it out.
What about swearing in school? What happens when a kid swears? I never swore until I became a comedian. It's so funny. I didn't swear in school ever. I wasn't a kid that cussed. Are kids, their potty mouth?
Yeah, you've got the potty mouth occasionally. I feel like with my sixth graders, they're just starting to like feel comfortable experimenting with like controversial language. Whereas by the time they hit seventh grade, it's just like every other word. Like they're trying to, but when then they come in the classroom, most of them realize they're in an academic setting, and they at least tone it down a little bit. Every once in a while, you've got kids who just like, it's almost like it's part of who they are. It's like their identity. It's just like they just cuss all the time. And I got to constantly talk to, pull them outside and be like, hey, I know you don't realize this, but you said this word 5 times in class today. Like, you can't be doing that. I got to talk to your parents now, that kind of thing. But that's pretty rare.
Talking to parents, is that terrifying or fun or like just a part of the job?
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think every teacher hates it, but you do at a certain point, you realize that like it does pay dividends to actually talk to the parents and spend the 5 or 10 minutes or sometimes longer on the phone with them, telling them all the crazy things that their kids did. Once the parents get involved, a lot of times the behavior does change.
When teachers used to call my house, if they would call my house as a child, because you just had a landline, I would answer the phone, and my parents were never home. That was, I know that voice, and I'm like, I'm sorry, they're not here right now. Good luck. But one time my mom took the call, which is way better than my dad. If my dad took the call, I knew my life was going to be in trouble. But my mom, she started kind of going back at the teacher, just apologizing for my behavior and acting up, but then also saying, like, you have him for an hour. Like, I'm dealing with this idiot all day long.
I've literally had that conversation.
Right. Like, my mom's like, just like, I know it. And then my mom one time said to me, she's like, I know that you're all... I was never disrespectful to teachers. I was probably a class clown type of person, but she would always be like, she would tell me, she's like, I know you're acting like this constantly, and you just have to be able to read the room. Some days that it's too much for the teacher. You have to dial it back. So I kind of respected that. She was like, oh, yeah. And I did. But my father, if he got wind of anything, by the way, back when I went to school to be the old man on the front porch, I would have to get the permission slip signed that allowed the teacher to hit me. That's how old I am. I mean, that was a real thing. They could spank us. By the way, do you have a teacher's aide? No. Is that just something they just stop at a certain grade?
They're hard to come by because I don't teach it with like core content, I guess. I teach kind of like the fun class. They don't prioritize that stuff for like my kind of class usually.
Okay.
But sometimes we have like support if there's students who need a lot of support. They'll put someone in there for a special needs circumstance.
What about like parents coming in to help?
That's more of like an elementary school thing. It starts to wither away by the time you get to middle school.
It's funny how I'm anticipating pulling back for my daughter. I'm like, I'm not doing the stuff that I do for my son. Once a week, I'm in his class for like an hour and a half for math. Every week of the year. I don't miss a week, ever. My wife, every single week, is in the class. And how much help do they need, these teachers?
Apparently more than you realize. No, I think it's nice to have someone in the room, but also like if I could cherry pick which parents I got to come in, that would be a huge part of it. But there's always the parents that just want to lurk. They're not really there to help. They're just there to supervise their own kid.
My thing when I'm there is I really just want to help my child, and I want to kind of help the other kids.
Yeah.
And, and then I also want to get good laughs occasionally.
Of course.
When the teacher says something, I want to chime in.
Yeah.
That's good. The other day I walked into their class and they were all doing something where they had their eyes closed, and I just walked in and just screamed. Because I saw that they were doing some bit where and I terrified everyone in the class. And that was enjoyable. But
I could see you having a good time with that.
should all your kids go to college?
I think in our community, there's a huge push to let kids pick a pathway for themselves that makes sense for that student. And we definitely have students that know that they want to go to college. Their parents want them to go to college. They know which college they want to go to, but they also have to have a plan for what happens if you apply for that college and you don't get in. You're not going to likely get your first choice for college. You're going to get your second or maybe third.
Did you get your first pick, Eddie?
Yeah.
I got my first pick. I had BCC, Brevard Community College.
Nice. I was,
That was good.
Grossmont Community College, so I was the same route, community college to the university.
Now, if I could do it all over again, I would have skipped it all.
I had too much fun. I was having a great time, so I
yeah.
would do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh, man, I would not do it all over again.
No.
When people say you only get one life, I'm like, thank God.
It's too much.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Now, if you got to choose another time, you know.
What I want is just to be able to control my dreams. Here's my version of time travel that I think is doable.
Yeah.
You take your memories and you can go back and basically relive them in a subconscious like it's happening, and you can slightly choose your own adventure a little different from what you actually did.
Inception.
I mean, it's a little bit like Inception, but not.
There's a couple movies that follow that.
I just want to go, and mine's only related to, sexual interactions.
Sexual inception.
My entire life. I really want to change everything that I did. Shouldn't have done that. Have you ever thought of starting your own school of rock?
I mean, I'm not that far from it. We have a guitar club. We have performances that my students got to do this year. We actually have some kids who have gotten to the point where they actually are forming bands in middle school. So I would definitely, do the Jack Black thing and rock with the kids all day.
Were you in a punk rock band?
I've done a few different versions of punk bands throughout the course of my life. I currently am in a punk band, but I more so, most people know about like more of what I do with it. It's called Acoustic Revolt.
You do these charity events?
Yeah, so I take like artists who tour as solo musicians or like solo acoustic performers. We call it folk punk.
Is it just an older version of being punk?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
Like like all the drummers had enough babies where the band can't exist anymore, kind of thing. And all of a sudden they're forced into this like new. Okay, I got to start strumming acoustic guitars in the corner of a bar somewhere. And so I get these people from like, essentially it grew into the point where I've got people coming from the UK, Canada, all over the United States, and we do a show at least every month. And people come in and we do. There's a handful of places where we book in San Diego, and I get local people teamed up with people from out of town, and we do events. Some of them are charity events. Some of them, the charity is just the musician who's playing.
Do people still, how do you listen to the folk punk, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, it's more of like a steady head nod instead of the head banging. So
Okay.
it's
You're not plowing into people or
not
anything?
so much. No, there are some bands that do get people moving and dancing, but it's more of like a fun, spirited mosh pit than the Pennywise, everyone's coming out bleeding from Warped Tour. Yeah, because I don't miss those days, but I kind of still look back at my glory days like, yeah, that actually was kind of fun.
I don't think I can honestly say I've ever been in a real mosh pit in my life.
That's a huge disappointment.
I know. I don't think I ever have. Have you
Yeah.
ever been in a real mosh
No.
pit at a real concert that
Nope.
warranted a mosh pit?
Nope.
Did you go to Metallica and stuff
Yeah.
like that? There wasn't like mosh pits
I mean,
there
there
ever?
probably was, but I wasn't in it. I don't remember seeing it.
I don't need it. No, I didn't go. I didn't go to cool concerts. I didn't know what music was cool. I mean, I was a douchebag in Florida going to raves. That was.
No, I can say I've never been to a rave in my life.
That was my world.
Yeah.
I was an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're a product of your environment,
Another one of your class projects is to design and cut skateboard decks. The irony that schools have famously been so anti-skateboarding. I mean, you could never skate. They just never want skateboards on campus.
Yeah, they like professionally make signs that say no skateboarding.
They because of schools, they created, every rail has a nub sticking up to discourage you from doing something awesome. And you guys are pumping out decks.
Yeah.
Who's giving you the wood for that?
That comes from career technical education funding. So we get that. And some parents have donated too. We've had some parents where...
We got to get a skateboard company, though, that just needs to flat out say, yes, we'll do
you would
this.
think. Yeah, and living in San Diego, I reached out, I tried to find some, and I'm struggling. So what we do is we buy what I call it's a shaped maple veneer. So it already has the shape of the skateboard, but it's not cut yet. So it has the tails, it has the folds and bends and everything. But then they get to design the cutout essentially around that.
Nobody's making cruisers then.
We got a few students who have done some kind of in between cruiser style, traditional skateboards where it's kind of like a hybrid, I would say.
But now no longboards.
No longboards. We could potentially do some longboards, but wood prices are, plywood's expensive.
Listen, I know it's expensive. That's why I'm thinking
I know,
we gotta get somebody to donate this for free. This is for children, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you're still going to spend a fortune putting trucks and wheels on these things. I guarantee you're not coughing that
I'm gonna
up.
knock on a little Tony Hawk store. Maybe Birdhouse can help us out and hook us up with whoever their vendor is.
You still skateboard?
Oh gosh. Every once in a great while, a student will look at me and I'll be watching them skate and they're like, "Show us a trick." I'm like, I'm just. It's a broken wrist waiting to happen. I'm not going to do it. But I think it was about maybe 8 years ago or so, a student asked me if I could do anything. I attempted a kickflip and actually landed it, which is one of, I think, 3 kickflips in my life I've ever done. I somehow landed at 30 something. But I think that was my retirement move. I'm out now. I'm finishing on that note.
Before the NFL season ever kicks off, everyone's making predictions. On Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform, you can trade those predictions in a live market. Here's an easy prediction. Will Dylan's New York Football Giants win the NFC Championship this season? No. Giants, they're currently trading at a 3% probability of winning the NFC Championship, meaning a $20 trade would pay out over $600 if they make it to the big game. Dylan, you like those chances?
Love them.
Nah. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position, trade the draft pick, the game, and more on Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app and use code TOSH to get $20 when you trade $20. 18 over only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory. Your dog knows the difference between processed brown pellets and real food. Don't feed your dog crappy old kibble. Sundays for Dogs is different. Founded by a veterinarian and a dog parent. Sundays starts with more than 80% of all natural meats and then adds superfoods such as kale, ginger, and blueberries. No fillers, no nutritional blends, no chemicals, just simple, complete nutrition. Sundays is gently air dried instead of using high heat, so it doesn't look or smell like dog food. It looks like high quality human grade jerky. You guys love jerky? Love it. Yeah. And the best part? Sundays requires no fridge, no freezer, no prep, no mess. You get the quality of a home-cooked meal with the scoop and serve ease of kibble. It's what dog food should have been all along. Make the switch to Sundays. Go right to sundaysfordogs.com/Tosh and get 50% off your first order. Or you can use code TOSH at checkout. That's 50% off for your first order at sundaysfordogs.com/Tosh. sundaysfordogs.com/Tosh, or use code TOSH at checkout. How much time have you spent in the metaverse?
A ton. One of the classes I offer at San Diego State is I teach other teachers how to make virtual environments and design virtual reality experiences for their students.
Teachers teaching teachers versus teaching sixth graders.
Yeah.
Who are the better students?
What blows my mind is that you do get 1 or 2 teachers who are just such a pain every semester that it makes you wonder how you can be an adult and teach kids and be the worst student,
Sure.
And I do see it almost every semester. I've got one teacher who wants to submit all their work the very last week, and they want to, try and schedule office hours on days when I don't offer office hours. And, they're just being the lazy, bad student that drives them crazy. They're being that.
I mean, listen, I've said it for years. Yes, teachers are underpaid, but yes, there's a lot of shitty teachers too. There's great teachers. There's tons of great teachers. There's also teachers who are like, I'm not sure you're the best teacher in the world.
There's also some crappy podcast hosts out there too.
No. You and your brother slept in bunk beds until you were 23. When did you two become orphans? Were you a top or a bottom?
I'm a bottom.
You're a bottom.
Bottom.
Yeah.
Listen, we all know you're a
Yeah,
bottom.
I like the darkness down there. It's
Is it an older brother or younger brother?
older brother. So he
Older-
was older than me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, listen.
Yeah.
If,
But it's more embarrassing for
sure.
him. Yeah.
But slightly.
Very slightly.
So
It's
slightly.
a terrible situation.
Did you guys watch Step Brothers together and just enjoy it?
I feel like we did, yeah.
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 Did you ever put your feet up on it and
Push
lift
him-
it
oh.
off of its Yeah, I mean they weren't even
I think
bolted
I've
down.
injured- I think I've injured some friends doing that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
It's like,
Yeah, just launch them off mid-sleep. Yeah.
We met after one of my stand-up shows. Tell the audience how it altered your life.
It was the first ever live comedy show I'd ever been to. So I'd never
Really?
seen live comedy before.
I was
no.
the first one.
First one, yeah. You were a fairly new artist to me, but I'd heard your stuff and it was hilarious. But like seeing the energy of a live comedy audience and like the explosion of laughter after each joke, like it did like make me wonder, like, oh, I wonder if I could do this.
Well,
And I can't, so I became a teacher.
that's usually as to quote Dom Herrera, that's always what you want. You want people to watch you perform and go, I probably could do that.
Looks easy enough, right?
When did I meet you?
I estimate, because the album says 2005, and I know we had just bought the album when we were going up to go see you, so it would have been 20 years ago, roughly.
Okay, let me see this. This is my true stories I made up. Kevin, I'm sorry. And if you open up the flyer, I said this. It says this album is dedicated to Danny via My Rock, 1975 to 2005. This is my best friend, and I implied that he died. And then it says, for more information on getting tested, please visit.
And I was so confused by that. Was it a joke? Is it?
Yes, it's a joke.
Yeah, it's
but
def-
like this is the type of humor that's not acceptable today.
Right.
You can't imply
No,
that you
for
had
sure.
a lover that died of AIDS, and there's a website to get tested. He's not dead.
no.
No, and I'll be honest, he doesn't have AIDS. I'm sure he'd be doing fine if he did, but it's just absurd the things you could do, and they didn't care back in the day. Everybody's on the show gets a gift. Now oh man, do I have some gifts that you're gonna not care about. The first gift is just something dumb. It has STEM. It has STEM written on it. It was a gift given to my son. I don't like these things in the house. I don't trust him to follow directions, and he's just gonna get stuff messy. So I'm just handing that to you. You give it to somebody else.
Lovely. Thank you so much for the science magic kit.
Get that off my desk. Hand me that this big thing leaning against the wall here. Okay, this is just a
Yeah.
I need.
I've seen these before.
Well, sure. It has all the pins in the back, and you're supposed to put. I got it for my son. I'm like, oh, we'll put all the pins where you've been. But then I got embarrassed. I'm like, all the places you've been are so fucking bougie that I don't think this is a good. It's like I'm bragging with a map. So I was like, I don't even want to put this up. And he's like, so what are we gonna do? I'm like, we'll learn where you've been. You just give this to another teacher, whoever needs a. It's a nicely framed, by the way.
It's lovely.
It still hasn't been, and all the pins are in the back.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna love that. Now, the next gift, because you once rode a skateboard. I was like, oh, this is a perfect gift to give you, even if you don't use it. I started with my son going to these dirt jump courses, not mountain bike courses, not BMX tracks, just dirt jumps, and they're crazy, and they have these huge jumps, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself. I mean, it's like X Games.
I know,
shit.
yeah, I know,
Right.
yeah.
But then they have these pump tracks where you're not even supposed to pedal, you're supposed
whoops,
to pump.
yeah.
And as a skateboard, biking's etc. But I'm like, I'm still gonna kill myself. I'm like, I got to get rid of this bike because my son is starting to encourage me to do things that I'm not capable of, and I have this ability where, like, if he pulls my chump card, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking go for it. Anyway, so here, give me this. Bring me this over here.
It's a bicycle.
Right, but it's meant for like cool
Are you shit?
older people.
Okay.
A red line.
Okay, I had a red line stolen from me when I
What?
was a
I didn't take
teenager.
it.
When I was a teenager.
Okay.
This is not the model. This is a much nicer model.
Listen, this bike. I'm
Perfect.
going to be honest with you. You're going to need to put a little grease on the chain.
Yeah.
I've only ridden a couple times. It was a bad investment. I was going to get, but just for tooling around. I mean, what?
Oh, that's great.
I just can't have this in my garage anymore, though.
Oh, I will ride it.
You're going to love this bike.
Thank you so much. I mean, I was expecting like a candle or something. Like, this is amazing.
Oh, listen, you deserve a huge map of the world.
Yeah.
You deserve the world for
All the
teaching
places
these
you'll never
children.
be able to
Right.
afford to go.
You had teachers that influenced you growing up. I always feel like that's where I missed out. I look back at my school, it was Florida public schools, not the greatest. And I hate, if any of my teachers are listening, I apologize. None of them had a huge impact on my life. None of them believed in me. I never got a teacher's like, oh, you're going to do great things. That never happened.
Yeah, I feel like I just got lucky because a lot of my high school teachers were fairly young. So most of them were like late 20s, early 30s. But relative to like where I'm working now, like we're almost all 40 plus. There are not many young people getting in the teaching profession anymore.
The United States ranks 31st in the world in K through 12 public education. Why do you think we're so low? Is that low? I mean, there's a lot of countries.
Yeah.
We're 31st. And yet we always scream we're number one. What are we number one in? I haven't yet figured it out.
Confidence. That's number one in confidence.
That's
Good
the right
answer.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're number one in confidence.
Yes.
Suck on that. How long are you going to teach?
I'm in it for the duration. So I'll be in the world of education until they kick me out, basically.
They'll finally do a background check?
Yeah. No, I think, I at some point in the next probably 10 to 15 years, I'm sure I'll do something that's like analogous to teaching where I'm still in like the world of education, but maybe like, working at a district office or something like that. And maybe like, teaching other teachers more or something. But
Well, we need you. We appreciate it. Thank you very much for being on the show.
thank you, Daniel.
All right, Kevin.
It's been a pleasure.
Cool.
Tosh Show.
Daniel? Yes, thank you. I want to thank Kevin for being on the show.
Very polite of you.
Well, you got to raise your hand when you talk to a teacher.
You should.
We should have done that the whole interview.
Oh, a question?
For every question, I should have just raised my hand. You think he would have got annoyed?
That's good.
He'd have been a cool teacher to have as a kid.
Yeah.
Somebody that skateboards, punk rock, builds guitars. Yeah. But I do encourage his students, at least one of them, to smash that guitar the second they're finished.
It'd be so funny.
And then just take their shirt off, walk out of class.
Thank you, Toledo.
Toledo! Toledo! I had a dream last night, Toledo. You guys know what we're doing? It's Tommy Lee when he built that stupid roller coaster drum set that went upside down. And he's like, Toledo, I had a dream that I could drum upside down. Anyway, it's something dumb that Eddie and I remember. Before we do the plugs, let me send a special thank you to Sebastian, my sandwich guy, who also makes a world-famous cheesecake. And I've been told this is the greatest cheesecake in the world. And Pete tried to, I told Pete, I said, hey, Pete, have him make us some of that cheesecake. And if you may remember on the podcast, he was like laughed at. I was like, that takes a long time. I don't just do that. Anyway, randomly, he made me an entire cheesecake and had it brought to my house. And I was just like, oh my goodness. It was the best thing ever.
That's great.
It almost tastes like a custard. It was so soft and oh my goodness. It was unbelievable. Thank you, Sebastian. That's nice of you. All right. Our plugs, we got patreon.com/Tosh Show. If you want to become a member of that elusive club.
Right. It's like
Okay.
a gang.
I think if you have Patreon, you're allowed to share your password with one other person in your direct family. Is that true?
Yeah, it's the family package.
Okay, that's a family package.
Right.
Okay, good. If someone has the Patreon account and they're seated in front of you on an airplane and happen to be watching on it and you have a splitter for the headphones, you can listen in or no? You cannot. I'm told you cannot listen in. Oh, that's interesting. My first farewell tour. Guys, the third leg is going on sale. And by going on sale, I mean it's been on sale for 6 months. But now it's actually, in the near horizon.
It's happening.
We're doing it. Pensacola, I can't wait to party with you guys. I'll be getting a blackened fish sandwich somewhere. ToshShowStore.com. Get your merch. Now, hit the music. Time for They Love Me, They Love Me Not. Hit me, Eddie.
All right. Here's how they love me. I saw your show in Vegas a few weeks ago. It was fantastic. I was struck by how good your posture was on stage. As a tall person, I know how difficult it can be. Way to go, Jesse.
Okay. Some people have said I have bad posture on stage, and that's not true. I don't. I have good posture. I walk goofy. I have an ugly gait. I've always walked funny. Nothing I can do about it at this point. It's kind of set in stone. You can't change how you walk at 51. I don't believe so.
I mean, maybe after a car crash.
Sure. Okay, you're talking major surgery, possibly. Well, anyway, I'm glad that they enjoyed my posture.
Way to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the name's impossible to read.
Well, you just say the letters if you want to.
MHPFMUOASL.
It's like you just took an eye test and failed.
I've totally failed it. Probably the reading comprehension part of it. This has a timestamp. This is 9:19. Way to go, Daniel. Shitty research.
Okay, so that means at one of our podcasts at 9:19, I said something that was inaccurate. And let me just say this. If it's coming out of my mouth, there's a good chance that I heard it wrong or it's just a complete lie. And for that, we thank you. Enjoy. See you next week.
Tosh Show.
Tosh Show. Tosh Show for show.